What's going on, guys? Today, I'm at the American Dream Mall in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and I'm tackling the Oreo Cafe's menu items from It's Sugar. Let's crush some calories.
Fast food, face up! Fast food, face up!
So, I got a bunch of different items. This place just opened up on August 3rd, I believe it was. I have their Oreo Cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. I have a brownie sundae. I have a waffle sundae, which is kind of getting a little melted. I have their milkshake. I have an ice cream cone. The reason why I got the cone is because they ran out of wafers. This was supposed to be an ice cream sandwich, but they hooked it up with toppings. And last, but certainly not least, is their exclusive donut Smorio sandwich that you pretty much had to be on the know when they dropped it on the Oreo website, and you have to ask for this by name. Enough of me talking about it, let's get into it. I'm gonna start with the waffles just because the ice cream's starting to get melted, and then I'm gonna work my way around and I'll let you guys know what I think. So I'm definitely gonna remove this because I do not think that that's going to add any value. It's basically like fruit by the foot kind of sour, chewy thing. Don't judge me, I'm going to drink the melted ice cream. The ice cream was good, it just melted.
Sorry about the presentation on this one, guys. I explain later on in the video what exactly happened, but remember, food doesn't always have to look good to taste good.
So the consistency of the waffle is actually pretty good, and then all the flavors that they have going on complement it really well. There's chunks of Oreo pieces actually in the waffle itself, which is really nice. I'm sure when the ice cream wasn't melted, it would have been even better.
It would be awesome if they took different flavor Oreos and incorporated it into the waffle so that you can have a couple of different flavors every few months.
I'm gonna have Mrs. Fast Food Face Off just hold that off screen, mainly because I didn't think of it when they asked to replace it with the cone, but there's no way of me being able to keep this on the table. Are very good. There's caramel and chocolate sauce, and then the cookie bits from the actual Oreos. The whipped cream is nice and thick. It holds up well. The ice cream had a good flavor. I'm sure it was good. I saw it in the counter when they were scooping it out. The waffle itself was made well. And then they add sprinkles and then kind of these candy-coated pearls that add a nice texture contrast to this. It's very good. Next, I'm gonna do the ice cream that you guys just saw fall. So again, the reason why I went with this is because they were actually out of the wafers for the ice cream sandwich. This is basically just vanilla ice cream in a chocolate Oreo cone with Oreo pieces on top. And then he kind of threw some of these, I think it's possibly brownie bits or something like that. Either way, looks really good. Let's see how it tastes. So very good. The ice cream, which is the same ice cream, really good flavor. And then the chocolate cone is very chocolatey and not in an artificial way. It has a good cocoa flavor.
This thing was unfortunately dripping all over the place, but thankfully, Mrs. Fast Food Face Off was there to save the day by grabbing me some napkins.
Sorry about the mess I'm making, guys. This was on the 3rd floor in the mall, and then we had to walk with all of this and then the camera equipment a couple of floors down to be able to get into an area that was quiet enough because of the music. Either way, I'm doing the best I can not to be overly messy. Also know when you guys get this, you can pick from a variety of toppings. They have caramel sauce, hazelnut spread, pretzel pieces, chocolate nibs, caramel cups, peanut butter cups, a bunch of different things, sprinkles. I just told them to put whatever on there, but know that I think that when you get the ice cream sandwich, you can pick up the 4 toppings.
If I were to get this cone again, I would definitely get more toppings.
So next up, I do think that I want to try the brownie sundae. They were nice enough to be able to put this into some to-go containers for me. Just know that when you go there that they can't accommodate to-go containers because there is limited seating there, but they do have seating, which is nice. Solid brownie, really nice consistency, nice and soft, good flavor. I think that they're supposed to be Oreo cookie bits. I'll let you guys know as I go through it. If not, they definitely should add, or I'm pretty sure that you can ask them to put Oreo cookie bits on there and it would probably make this a little bit better.
I think if they added cookie bits to this, it would be more like the collaboration between Pillsbury and Oreo for their Funfetti Brownie mix.
So the inside cream of this is like a thick version of an Oreo cream, which is pretty nice. It's like a play on an Oreo with the brownie, but it's a little rich and it's just missing a bit of texture. The sprinkles add a little bit of texture, but I think that if they would have put maybe like an Oreo base, that it would really kick this up a notch. That was a solid brownie. Next up, I'm going to do the kind of exclusive donut Smorio sandwich. It's pretty much a donut with, I believe, a giant marshmallow in the center, and then there's cookie bits, and then sprinkles and chocolate sauce. It looks delicious. Let's see how it stacks up. That's a pretty sweet marshmallow pull. They stack this up really nice. This just kind of is what it looks like after going 2 floors with it, but when you get it in store, it does look a lot nicer as far as how it's assembled. I don't know how to go about attacking this. You know what? I'm just gonna just be ridiculous, and I'm just gonna eat this with my hands. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. That's really good. It's good in a like a novelty kind of carnival treat. Like it would be something you would see being served at like a stand in a carnival, and you would get it and you'd be happy that you did.
It may look and taste like carnival food, but it sure doesn't cost what carnival food costs. I figured going into this that since it's in a mall, it would be a little bit more expensive, but most of the items here were about $10 to $12 a piece. So just go into it knowing that you might want to share a few of these if you're going with a group.
It ticked all the boxes. You had sweet brioche that had a buttery kind of sweetness to it. You had the crunchy pieces from the waffle cones, and then the Oreo cookie bits, the sprinkles, the ice cream, the chocolate sauce. It all came together really well. Like I said, it almost like a treat you would find at a carnival. As I was thinking, or as I was eating it rather, and thinking about carnivals, I couldn't believe that they didn't have something like a fried Oreo at the Oreo Cafe. Oreo, maybe something to think about. I cleaned up a little bit. The last 2 items that I have is the Oreo Cheesecake and then their Oreo Milkshake. This is the same Oreo Cheesecake that they have at the Cheesecake Factory, so it's not like an exclusive Oreo Cheesecake, but I haven't actually had that slice from the Cheesecake Factory, and you guys who have been followers of the channel for a long time know how much I love the Cheesecake Factory. Really nice cheesecake. If you're a fan of Oreos, cheesecake, anything the Cheesecake Factory does, you're gonna like this. I didn't like chocolate with cheesecake when I was younger, but as I got older, I actually found that it's probably my favorite style of cheesecake. I like the way that the tang kind of cuts through the richness of chocolate, and then, you know, usually, especially American style chocolate is very sweet, so the sweetness kind of complements that tang that you get naturally from cream cheese, and I think it just works. That plus the texture that you get from the Oreo cookie pieces, even though I'm not always the biggest fan of cookies and cream flavored things, this is really good.
Honestly, if you're really in the mood for Oreo cheesecake, I would probably pass on this one and go directly to the source and get it from the Cheesecake Factory.
And last but certainly not least is the Oreo milkshake. It looks like a solid Oreo milkshake. Honestly, I've had so many of these at this point that I've yet to be disappointed. When you put something like cookies and cream with a milkshake, it just kind of goes hand in hand, and I doubt that this is gonna be any different. Really solid ice cream. It helps that these are actual Oreos and not like novelty kind of chocolate Oreo knockoffs. And it's made at the Oreo Cafe, so it always tastes just a little bit better, right?
Thanks for joining us on our first look at the Oreo Cafe. Now stick around for the final review to see whether or not it's worth the trip.
The whipped cream that's in this is super thick. It's honestly thicker than the ice cream. Thank you to everybody, again, that works at the Oreo Cafe inside of It's Sugar at the American Dream Mall in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The staff was very nice, very accommodating, super friendly, considering that it was extremely hectic in there. I imagine that because you have the pre-orders and that they just opened up a few days ago. They're still ironing out some of the kinks, but the experience was great. The food was great. I think my favorite would probably be that Oreo S'more. I hope that they try to make that some sort of a regular item, or if not, at least make it so that maybe every few months they do another exclusive run of something. It's not just a novelty. Definitely make sure to ask for the Smorio donut sandwich if you want to try it. Everything else there is just solid milk and cookie style fare, but it's done the best way it possibly can be because it's being done by Oreo. They're the kings of cookies and cream, right? So the cheesecake was delicious, the milkshake was delicious, The brownie sundae and the ice cream was very, very good. I would like to maybe come back and try some of their other items. And they also have a lot of cool novelty stuff there. So they have t-shirts, they have plushes, they have obviously Oreo cookies. It's a real cool place to go, even if you don't end up necessarily treating yourself to something after some, mid-mall walking. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you're new here, like, share, and subscribe. You already know the deal. And remember, if you are what you eat, always eat amazing. So normally people do dessert after their food, but since I did dessert first, I guess I get to have pizza afterwards. Dessert, that's a thing, right? Well, I'm gonna make it a thing. It's a thing.